Hi, I'm Andy Lockmears,
And I'm Dr. Melissa Sell.
and we created USAGNM, and we are getting together some of our wonderful teachers and consultants, some friendly faces from USAGNM, so we can share some ideas and strategies to implement during these rather challenging times. I want to remind you that our November summit, our online summit replays are still available, and they're a great reminder of what's real in this world. So I encourage you to watch those again if you'd like. So tonight we're going to all be sharing tools and techniques that the GNM teachers and consultants that you will see tonight share with their clients. Tried and true strategies that they have used in times of anytime they're helping their clients. So we're so thrilled to be able to share this with you. It's our gift to all of you. Just so you know, we all use German New Medicine a little bit differently because our backgrounds are different. And even though we share it differently, we use it differently, we're all still using true German New Medicine and the 5 biological laws as taught by Dr. Hammer, as discovered by Dr. Hammer. So we're thrilled to be here. And we're going to start the evening off with Erin Getty, who will be sharing her some wisdom for you right now.
Oh, hi. Thanks, Sandy. Hi, everybody. My name is Erin Getty. I am an ACC certified coach. I'm also trained in psychology, kinesiology, and Buteyko breathing. And I've been using and working with GNM for almost 7 years now. And I know this is a really unique time in our world and in our lives. So I would just like to start by everyone taking a deep breath with me, if you would indulge me. So let's all take a deep breath in, hold it for a couple seconds, and then let it out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, hold it, and exhale. Awesome. So I just think that with everything that's going on, focusing on breath is a great place to start every single day and throughout the day when you get stressed out. And whether you just go into a closet and breathe for a few minutes, take some deep breaths, or go outside by your front door if you can't go very far, or in the bathroom, wherever it is, it's just such a great thing to continue to implement daily because it increases the influence on the parasympathetic nervous system, which relaxes us. I really just want to say today how lucky I feel that I know GNM. I found GNM after my own personal search for answers about how and why we get symptoms, and because of my own personal journey. And the fact that you're even here and you're listening to all of us and have GNM on your radar in the first place is amazing. And I have to say that you are so lucky. Whether you know GNM really well or if you're just new to your journey with it, keep going. It's truly the foundation by which you can live calmly and with confidence about your body. My relationships, my health, my life has changed so much for the better ever since learning German New Medicine. So just know that you are in the right place. You know, fear comes from uncertainty and our thoughts. And because so many people need support right now, I thought a lot about how I might be of help. And so what I would like to do is I would like to extend an offer of a complimentary 20-minute online coaching session one-on-one with me for one of two things. Number one, I can coach you around the stress and fearful thoughts that you might be having right now. And I use a specific process to change your thought patterns and mindset. This model is really helpful when your thoughts start spiraling and you start kind of, having that happen. Or I can coach you around symptoms through the GNM lens, of course. Either way, it's both through the GNM lens, and I would be happy to offer that, to extend that offer to you. So if you're interested in that, you can easily email me at hello@thenewroadtohealth.com. And if you email me there, I will send you a link to my calendar and you can just schedule your appointment there. And I will be in touch from there and we can set that up in the next, few weeks, coming weeks. And again, the email is hello@thenewroadtohealth.com. Again, my name is Erin Getty. And I just want to let you know that I'm sending support, deep breaths, and love to you all. But with the knowledge of GNM, again, know how lucky you are. Okay, that's it. Take care. Bye for now. Things will change and they will get better. Thanks so much, Andy. Back to you.
Oh, That was wonderful, Erin. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's great. Wonderful words of wisdom.
Yeah, thank you so much, Erin. Next up, we have Whitney Madden sharing.
Oh, it says I can't share the screen while another participant is sharing.
Okay, I'm stopping sharing.
Oh, okay. There I am. Okay, hi, my name is Whitney Madden. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and certified brain health coach, as well as a GNM practitioner. Just want to take a minute today to talk about ritual and the power of presence. Ritual is a determined mode of action. Ritual has been used since humans started walking on the earth. Evolution shows that ritual actually utilizes more awareness of the 7 senses. Yes, I said 7. So we all know we have the smell, taste, touch, hear, and sight. But the other 2 senses that we have that are really important that can help really connect us and ground us is movement and body awareness. The purpose of a ritual, there's many different purposes depending on the ritual. So it could be to process grief, to celebrate life, to create comfort. It helps to bring you into the present moment. It provides structure and routine in uncertain times. And it connects us to something greater than ourselves. So with that, ritual creates the opportunity to reduce anxiety, decrease fear, increase immunity, and boost confidence, and helps us become mindfully present. It helps us, excuse me. So one thing that I have realized right now, especially myself, is I am very overstimulated with my vision senses. I learned from my eye doctor that before screens came on the scene so strongly as they are now, and even more so with everything that's going on because we are glued to our screens in work and watching the news and everything else. And so we become overstimulated. And we used to blink 10 to 20 times a minute. And now we blink maybe 5 times a minute. That is a really drastic change. And what that does is that causes dry eye and headaches. The eyes aren't lubricated. It actually causes irritability and anxiety because our eyes are constantly trying to focus. So what this ritual will do, I love things that do multiple things at the same time. I'm a multitasker to the nth degree. So what this ritual that I invite you to do is to lay down with a heated eye pillow for 10 minutes. You can do it at the first thing in the morning, in the middle of the day for a break, or you can do it at the end of the evening before you go to sleep. I like to do it right before I go to sleep. It just completely calms my nervous system down. So with that, you've got touch and heat and pressure happening with your eyes. You can put on calming music or a guided meditation, or you can have complete silence, whatever your hearing stimulation needs, or not any stimulation at all. Another thing that you can do to help with this ritual is to use an essential oil on the eye pillow, or you can light a calming scented candle of whatever smells good. So the more senses that you get involved in a ritual and through your daily moving about and everything that you do, the more that you will engage the conscious brain in taking control versus the subconscious brain, which is where all the fear and survival mechanisms are. So another thing that you can do during the ritual is you can review and really think about feeling the gratitudes that you have for that day. So really checking in with this ritual of exactly what it is that you need in regards to what senses do you need to bring down, what do you need to elevate and inspire and instigate. So an invitation that I have for you is, after this entire Zoom call, is to sit for 5 minutes and write down your favorite rituals. So think about them in terms of time. So what are your daily favorite rituals, your weekly, your monthly, your yearly? You'll always have celebratory, you'll have birthdays and baptisms and funerals and all sorts of things like that. But think about more from a time standpoint. And when you are involved in these rituals, I really want you to really be mindful of utilizing all of your senses. The more senses you bring online, the more that your conscious brain takes over. And when we practice ritual, we actually feel the vitality of our life while creating meaning and safety and purpose. This is a great time of opportunity. I know it's scary, I know it's anxiety producing, but you can use all of your senses mindfully throughout the day to continue to ground yourself. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Be well.
Wonderful, Whitney. Thank you for that.
Awesome. And next up, we have Deanna Courtney sharing with us. Take it over, Deanna.
Okay. Okay. Is this showing on the screen? Is there a picture on the screen?
Yes, there is.
Okay, perfect. All right. This is, so number one, my name's Deanna Courtney, and I live in the Great Adirondack Mountains. And I learned about German New Medicine when a family member, a household member, got cancer. So it flipped my world around. I'm not a doctor of anything. I'm a mom. So if you're sitting there and you find passion in this, you can learn, you can grow, you can share, and you can help a lot of people. So I have very simple tools, common sense tools, and I like creating. So this is a little tool I call first breath, second breath. And so so I'm going to explain up the left-hand column, everything in the world has a vibration, 0 to 1,000. 0 being darkness, 1,000 being God. And in the middle, well, not in the middle, but 200 is courage. So we call that the line. Now, when we have a shocking event happen to us, most often we have a below the line reaction. Feeling powerlessness, fear, rage, anger are some of the common reactions. So this is a tool that we can use to be mindful of our reaction. So this is what happens. We have the shocking event. We also know as a DHS, unexpected shock. Our first breath usually is a gasp. That's not our mind going, oh, I'm going to breathe. It's just no mind, gasp. And usually you say something inside your head, often, sometimes outside of your head. I can't believe they just said that, did that, blah, 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 blah. And you start going. Right then, you have an opportunity to interrupt that process by taking your very purposeful second breath. And while you're thinking, while you're breathing that second breath, think you want to raise your vibration to curiosity, neutrality. So think something like, oh, and always use a high voice because that helps too. Oh, that's very interesting. Or I'm really curious about why they would do something like that. So you're not reacting, you're just witnessing, and you're using a higher vibration reaction to it. So you are now above the line. And so now the next step is to how quickly can you get to accept their position? Because we all have our positions. And right now in the world, March 25th of 2020, there's a lot of fearful powerlessness positions, and people don't know, they're not acting themselves. So when we can just meet somebody where they are, be loving, be understanding, and use things like, wow, thank you for sharing that with me, even if it's an attack, like really being mindful of how you're going to gently respond to their position. So this is actually a tool that I created a couple months ago when I had this bright idea of doing 111 days to up your vibe. So I started January 11th, and I'm doing a call every day at 11:11 Eastern Standard Time For 11 minutes, I choose a tool and I share it. And right now we have a growing number of people, up to about 25, that can't always get on the call. But my offer to anybody that gets this up until, well, at least till August, not quite, April 30th, you can go to my website, upyourvibe.us, and you'll see 111, 111 days to up your vibe. And it's actually going to turn into something even after April 30th. So I open up the door to opportunity to come into a daily community. And you're, like Erin said, you're in a really good place, because when they close the door and tell you you have to stay in, what do we got? We have our knowledge, and that can up our vibe. So bless you, each of you, and stay above the line.
Awesome, Deanna. Thank you so much for sharing. And next, Andy Lockmears is going to be sharing with us.
Yes. Thank you so much, Melissa. And can you see me? Is that?
Yes, we can see everyone right now.
Okay, great. All right, wonderful. So I wanted to share a few practical ideas, and I tend to focus on the practical because that's what Dr. Hammer said to do, and that's what he recommended. So what can we do that's practical that we can use in our daily life on a daily basis? First, I would say know and recognize when you are conflict active. Are your hands and feet cold? Are you obsessing over an event, something your neighbor said, something that you heard from your government, or anything? Once you recognize that you're conflict active, take steps to downgrade this, and how you do this looks different for everyone. Awareness is the first step, though, for everyone, and then develop strategies that will work for you. I often do a 4-4-8 breathing, so breathing in for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, and exhaling for 8 counts. This activates your vagus nerve, which has already been mentioned this evening, and it helps us to relax. Next, I encourage you to activate what I call your self-coach. And that means taking part of your self-awareness to observe yourself and others in the moment. So instead of being fully present and experiencing what people are saying and kind of taking it on, take a mental step back and observe. So pretend you're sitting on your shoulder, observing the scene in front of you, or maybe you're hanging from the lampshade or something. But put yourself out of your body a little, just bring your awareness out a little, and it helps to detach us from emotions that are running around us. So maybe your spouse is having a meltdown, or your neighbor is, or your kids have been inside for 24/7 for days, and you're just ready to climb the walls yourself. If you can go into observer mode, it helps to distance you from it. And that puts you in a better position to listen and to empathize. Look at what keeps you connected to others and to yourself. The term social distancing is not correct. We are not practicing social distancing. We are practicing physical distancing. So finding ways to connect non-physically is really what we want to be focusing on. Does talking with others help you feel connected? Then find ways to talk. Does seeing others keep you connected? Then find ways to see others. People are getting incredibly creative right now. I've seen happy hour online. I've seen a dance party online. That's what we want to do, is get super creative. You name it. Consider doing a 10-second check-in with your body 5 times a day, just to see how you're feeling, in case we're getting caught up in things outside of ourselves. Put down your mobile device, turn off your computer, or get up and walk away from it for a few minutes, and find ways to look at your body. Just go inside, take some breaths. How am I feeling? Is something tense? How am I breathing? If you've got something tense, massage it, or take some nice deep breaths to help to ground you. And consider learning German New Medicine really well. If you're having a hard time wrapping yourself around it and really incorporating it into your life, because there's always more to learn from of GNM, right? So the easier it is to stay balanced, the more that you understand it. So I am offering a discount on my online course that teaches all the basics. It's Beyond Holistic Medicine. I'm doing 30% off. The coupon code is No More Fear. And you can use that on my website at andylockmears.com. So there's a couple strategies. I want to thank you so much for joining us and being part of USAGNM.
Awesome, Andy. Those are really fabulous practical tips. Thank you for sharing those. Next up, we have Mika Barkman.
There we open up my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, good. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm assuming that most of the people watching this participated with the first annual USAGNM Summit. And you'll remember I was talking a lot about the I'm Safe exercise as it pertains to the law of two phases. So today, I'm going to actually tell you and demonstrate how to do the I'm Safe exercise, because in that first presentation I did, I never got around to doing that. So the I'm Safe exercise is activating four aspects of our intelligence, all in the space of one breath. Here it is in a nutshell, just as a review. We say, I am safe as a command. Then we relax a muscle like the shoulders. Then you visualize something. In this case today, I'm going to keep it really simple. You visualize the words, I am safe in your mind's eye. And then, of course, you take a nice deep breath. So for the first part, we're activating our conscious decision-making capacity. So when you say, I am safe, and you don't have to say it out loud, you can do it inside your mind, depending on who's around you and your comfort level with that. But the words I am safe mean more than just I am safe. It means that you're making the decision to do all four steps of this exercise. It also means that you are taking responsibility for the chemistry in your body, and you are actually commanding your body to turn down its stress chemicals. And all four parts of this exercise have that goal in mind. As soon as we start saying things like, I am safe, we automatically get inundated with all kinds of other thoughts. So in my presentation last November, I talked about everyone having their favorite conflicts, and we all have them. It's normal to have our conflicts. But this diagram, represents some conflicts that can be going on during this time. And as soon as we say, I am safe, we get all these kinds of thoughts that come from that conflict activity running in the brain. So the I'm Safe exercise helps us to stand outside of this activity and to actually notice what thoughts are related to a fear of what lies ahead. What thoughts are related to being anxious about being separated from your job, separated from your children, separated from your grandparents? What thoughts are related to being related to a starvation conflict, if you don't have enough money coming in, and to buy groceries to feed yourself and your children, that kind of thing. So while you're saying I'm safe, you have to expect all those thoughts to come in to compete with the words I am safe. So moving to the second part, on a piece of paper, and I'm keeping this very simple because this exercise can get more advanced. On a piece of paper in block letters, you're going to write the words, I am safe. So part of the I'm Safe exercise is you take that piece of paper that you have your words on, and you visualize those words in your mind's eye. Not with your physical eyes. I mean, you do that initially when you're writing the words, but when you're doing the I'm safe exercise, because you're doing this all the time throughout the day, whether you're doing dishes or going to work or on your computer or in a conversation with a friend, you can still do this exercise. So once you see those words, I am safe, thereafter, you place those words in the frontal lobe, so you're not looking at them with your eyes, you're looking at them right here. So if you put your hand over your forehead for a moment, you'll see what I mean. You want to see those words, I am safe, right there, right where your hand is. And your eyes will continue to take in the data around you. You'll also, like I said, be fighting all the voices from your programs. Next is the really easy part. You just pick one of your muscles, your shoulders, your jaw, your abdomen, and you command them to relax. This will automatically lower your stress chemicals. And the last part is, of course, taking a deep breath. So with this breath, it's a very, very deliberate activity. So you are deliberately connecting to the universe, to your spirit, to your higher self, to God, to whatever your definition of spirit is. When you breathe in, you are deliberately trying to connect to that. You want to actually feel the presence of something that is already there, because you are more than your body. You are all, you are mind, emotion, body, and spirit. So when you say the words, I am safe, you're going to be dealing with all the other thoughts that are coming from the chemistry of your programs. None of those are the words and guidance of your higher self, because your higher self does not speak to you in emotion. Your higher self does not debate or negotiate. Your higher self does not speak in any polarities, and your higher self does not think. So any thought that comes in from spirit is going to be a clean and clear statement with no duality. This all provides a magnificent feedback loop. And of course, if you have symptoms, you refer to German New Medicine as well. German medicine fits right in with this to help you understand this feedback loop. And it takes all 4 of these steps. So let me just walk you through this one more time. You're going to say, I am safe. You see, I am safe here. You relax a muscle and take a deep breath, and it looks like this. And you do it again, because you're going to get an onslaught of thought. Do it again. I am safe. You can do it anywhere, anytime, and no one needs to know you're doing it. And you will actually feel it as long as you're actually deliberately focused. I hope that helps. And for anyone who would like a copy of this, if you don't already have a copy of it, you can contact me by email, which I'll show you in a moment. I have a Spanish version as well as a French version. So here's my email address there and my phone number. If you would like help understanding this I am safe exercise as it pertains to German New Medicine, if you want some help identifying your favorite conflicts, you want some help downgrading your conflicts, you can reach me this way. So thanks for coming, and bye for now.
Thank you, Mika. That was wonderful. Really great information and a great recap for those who saw it in the summit.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Lauren Sonnenberg.
Thank you. So I am a psychotherapist and wellness consultant, and I have an online private practice working largely with chronic pain and cancer, and presently located in the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania region. And anyway, I wanted to speak to everyone tonight about EFT, which is emotional freedom techniques, also known as tapping. And it's tapping at various acupressure points in a specific sequence. And what happens while we're tapping on those various points is that we start to lower the cortisol in our bodies, which is really, really helpful at times when there's a high level of fear and insecurity. And it just, by being able to lower that cortisol that's in people's, surging through the body, what happens then is that we're able to think more clearly, feel better, sleep more easily, and better able to deal with the present moment. So normally you get very specific with the words you use and the topic that you're focusing on while you're tapping. But since this is for everybody, what I'm going to do is just a basic run through even without words, and then maybe we'll do one run through, okay? And with some words on a specific topic. So I'm going just to invite everybody to tap along. I'll show you each of the points, then you'll have it. You can experience it right now, and then I'll do the second run through, and that's what I'll present on. So first of all, we do the side of the hand, okay? The side of the hand, I'm taking 4 fingers of one hand. It doesn't matter which hand you tap on. And on this soft spot, we tap with 4 fingers of the hand with a moderate tapping pressure. And you're just tapping there as long as you like. And if it's hard for any particular person to tap, you can also just press in lightly. That's okay too. Now what we'll do is we can use the same 4 fingers and go along the flat of the head here, top of the head, the middle of the head, I should say, and just tap with 4 fingers down that center line. And you may even begin to feel your stress lowering as you do this. And then just take a deep breath as it comes up, because you're just gonna just release some of that tension that you might have been holding on to lately. So then you have 2 fingers of each hand, and we go to the bridge here of the nose, and where the eyebrows start. So we're just tapping 2 fingers on each hand. And if for some reason you only want to do one side or the other, that's fine, no problem. But a lot of times I just do both. And then just trace the eyebrows down to right here. You're on the bone here and not out here in the temple, and not in where you're blinking, just right along the side here, okay? And then you can just go right under here on the cheekbone and just tapping there with 2 fingers on both hands, okay? Then we do under the nose and the little divot here. Just tap here, okay? All right. And then here down on the chin, you can just tap right here. You can use 2 fingers, 3 fingers. You can use all 5 of them, whatever feels right. I just feel like using 5 right now. And tapping like that, okay? Then you can take 5 fingers of each hand and go on the collarbone points here. And you can, I think going in a circle, a lot of times people just tap at one spot, but you can also go in a circle if it feels right in the moment. Just always go with what feels right for you in that moment. And then the last point that we're going to do, and you could do it on both sides, but for a lot of people, it's just easier to do it on one. You take the flat of your hand, okay? And you're not up in the armpit, you're kind of like a hand line below. For women, it would be like right along the bra line. Like, so you're right there, and you're just tapping there with the flat of the hand. So, okay. And when you're done with that, you just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. And now we're going to go through it once with some words. And so I'm going to do this, since it's recorded, I'm going to do this where I'm going to say the words, and then I'm going to prompt the viewer to say it as well. So it'll give space. So when you're listening to this after the recording, it'll give you time so you're not rushed. So since this is for everyone and not specific for anyone in particular, we're just going to try to keep it global, and I'm going to try to make it fit what feels best. And I didn't script the words on purpose. I wanted to just get the sense of what was coming up during our time together here. So we start with, on the side of the hand, we start with, even though I feel all this fear and uncertainty, what if it's, I'm going to change it, sorry. Even though I feel all this fear and uncertainty, actually, I'm going to leave it with that. What if it's going to be okay? Okay, because this is for everybody. I want to make it as global as possible. I want to make it as helpful for everybody as possible. So even though I feel all this fear and uncertainty, what if it's going to be okay? And even though I feel all this fear and uncertainty, what if it's going to be okay? And then top of the head. Then we're just going to just tap on the words, all this fear and uncertainty. Okay? Beginning of the eyebrows, all this fear and uncertainty. Side of the eye, all this fear and uncertainty. Under the eye, all this fear and uncertainty. Under the nose, all this fear and uncertainty. Chin, all this fear and uncertainty. Collarbone, all this fear and uncertainty. Under the arm, all this fear and uncertainty. And then side of the hand, what if it's going to be okay? Top of the head, what if it's going to be okay? Beginning of the eyebrows, what if everything's going to work out okay? Side of the eye, what if everything's going to be all right? Under the eye, I wonder if we might actually have a really positive outcome. Under the nose, what if it's going to be okay? Chin, what if we're going to be stronger for it? Collarbone, what if it's going to be just fine? Under the arm, just taking it one step at a time. Okay, so forgot to turn the phone off. Sorry about that. But maybe it's just good timing. And so I'm going to just leave it at that. I know that was not EFT by the book per se, but I just felt like that was the way we needed to do it tonight. So that's the end of my sharing for this evening.
Thank you, Lauren. Very, very nice. I'm sure that's going to be helpful for a lot of people.
Thank you so much.
Next up, we have the fabulous Nellie Barnett.
Hi guys, Nellie from Nellie Be Well here, and coming at you from Australia. And the message that I am inviting you guys to hear today is one of being able to choose your own adventure through conscious communication. So what and how you talk about things right now is really going to shape this experience, both for you and for those people around you. And I also want to bring some focus here to the children in your home. If you guys have got kids, this is something really near and dear to my heart, right? So our communication is so powerful, and it has the potential to either set off further conflicts for people or lead them in that direction, or quell the situation and turn it into a time that can potentially be remembered with something like fascination or curiosity or adventure. So for me right now, it's really important, and the message that I invite you to is that it's super important to keep your communication clear, considerate, loving, open, calm, and forward thinking as well. So I'd invite you to be really gentle in your communication, particularly when it comes to kids and those that you're conversing with on what's going on in the world right now. And this is actually potentially going to help people avoid further shocks and further conflicts. So being super mindful of what you're saying in front of your kids and how they're hearing things about the situation right now. What are they seeing? What are they hearing? What media are you giving them access to right now? This is really going to shape their experience. So I would also encourage your kids to be able to communicate back with you as well. Give them an opportunity to fully express how they're feeling. Make sure that they're being heard as well, that they're being seen. And some of the tools that I recommend for this are things like, if your child or you is feeling angry, is feeling sad, give a healthy space for that to be expressed. And some of the things that I lead my clients through are practices such as anger, feeling really angry, take a pillow, put it up against the wall, beat it up, go to town on it. If you're sad, cry. Again, grab a pillow, scream into it, chuck a sad movie on. Do what you need to do to really give full expression to your feelings right now and allow that to be acknowledged. But then also from there, you can choose to move forward and where you want to go from there. So this is important for kids as well. Remember that when they're tantruming or when they're lashing out, it's just an expression of what's going on inside their little heads. So give them room to do that and really hear them and see them. And then use your conscious communication to lead them, to guide them, to direct them in a way that's really forward thinking and positive and adventurous. So some of the things that we're talking to my daughter Sophia about at the moment are that this lockdown is not a lockdown, it's an extended holiday. So just little shifts in language. This is an adventure for us right now. It is an unknown, but it doesn't need to be a fearful unknown. It doesn't need to be a scary unknown. It can be an adventure. It's something different. So just tiny little shifts in the communication, be really conscious about how that's going down in your family and in your environment right now. I also really encourage conscious and open communication between adults as well. So if you've got a partner in this scenario, keep those communication lines open, keep it flowing, have full expression of how you're feeling right now as well. Validate that and then choose where you want to move forward to from there. So these sorts of things are really going to help what we might call secondary conflicts as well. There's a lot going on in the world right now. And one of the things that I'm mindful of is that I think we are going to see, secondary conflicts, right? So these are things potentially that have arisen from the situation we're in. And keeping these communication lines open, choosing our conscious language, giving expression to all of these emotions are things that I think are really going to help negate and negotiate those conflicts and potentially bring about quick resolutions rather than long-term ones so that we see a downgrade in some of those future symptoms potentially. So these are all things that I can assist with as well. I do operate via Zoom online. So if you feel like this is something you'd like to explore, there are definitely things I can guide you through. I'll put a discounted offer in the email that will go out with this and feel free to take advantage of that. But I hope this has really helped you guys. Just stay conscious, choose your own adventure and move forward from here. And conscious communication. Take care, guys.
Love it, Nellie. And I love the information about kids because kids are in this too. It's not just us adults, it's everyone. So we need tips for working with everyone, especially kids. So thank you for that. That was great. And now to introduce Dr. Melissa Sell.
Hi guys. The concept I wanted to share with everyone, it kind of comes from this book that is by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. It's called Anti-Fragile. And I love this idea. So here we are in the midst of chaos and randomness and unpredictability and disorder. And it's like, what's going on? And it seems very unsafe and chaotic for some people. And there can be that vibe of, oh, am I going to get a conflict? I'm nervous about getting conflicts because I do understand German New Medicine to some extent, and I'm worried about it. But this concept that he presents in this book is amazing. So you could be, or a system could be very fragile, so very breakable when there's disorder or randomness. Or you could be in the middle of the spectrum, more robust, so that things happen and you're not really affected very much by it. Or you can be anti-fragile, which is like the opposite of being fragile, which means you actually benefit from the chaos and you thrive on the randomness. And I was thinking about that, and just in the terms of being this human organism that rises to challenges. And, you know, conflicts are a part of life to some extent. Like, stuff's going to happen. Things are going to catch us off guard. There's going to be shocks and surprises. But like all of the ladies have been talking about tonight, that ability to recognize, to notice, and I think to evolve. You know, I believe that resolving is evolving, and that when you can recognize the conflicts that you're experiencing and you can evolve beyond them, that you can grow and become stronger, become anti-fragile, where this isn't just a, you know, this wasn't something that crushed you, this wasn't something that you just made it through, but it's something that made you better. It's something that made you stronger, more resilient, more self-reliant, more self-sufficient. And that is totally possible when your perspective on it is broader, when you're able to zoom out, like Andy was talking about, that ability to kind of pop out of your experience, notice, how am I feeling? What is behind this feeling? Is this something that I have a choice over? Could I choose a different perspective? I also love the quote from Napoleon Hill, you know, that every adversity carries with it the seed of a greater benefit. And looking for that seed, what's the seed in this? What great thing can come of this? How can I become stronger? I mean, our body literally exemplifies the concept of anti-fragility when you think about the musculoskeletal self-devaluation type conflicts. The whole biological purpose is to make you stronger when you resolve the conflict. And so looking at this whole ordeal that's going down, that's, you know, we get new information every single day. There's so many theories of what's actually going on, but that trust in yourself, that trust in your body to heal, that trust in your mind to find solutions and novel creative ways to deal with what's going on, to help your children, and just knowing and having that confidence that you and your family are going to be better because this happened, because you're an anti-fragile, amazing organism with this phenomenal healing capacity. And so I just want to leave you with that like inner strength, that knowing that this isn't going to crush you because you are not fragile. You are anti-fragile.
Woo, that was wonderful. We're anti-fragile. I love that. That's the new mantra. That is perfect, Melissa. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I guess we're wrapping it up, huh?
We're wrapping it up then. Thank you so much, participants, being part of this, all wonderful members of USAGNM. Thank you to everyone watching this who are also part of USAGNM. Please spread the word about USAGNM and share it with your friends. That would be wonderful. Share this information with your friends. Anything else you can think of, Melissa?
I think that's everything. Like Andy mentioned, if you're brand new, if this is like the first thing you're seeing from us, please go and sign up to watch the replay of the summit. Please browse through the email. And everyone is offering either, you know, free consults or discounts on consults, or, you know, just more information on German New Medicine and applying it to your everyday life. It's the, you know, it's the best news that's out there is learning German New Medicine is the best thing you can do while locked up in your home right now.
This is true. This is true. Great. All right, super. Thank you, everyone. Everyone have a wonderful day. We will all get through this because we're anti-fragile and because we know German New Medicine. Thank you and take care.